Hello everyone, this is GM Var Akobian with 1000 GM, and we're doing the recap video of the round number 5 of the GM norm section. There are two sections, GM and IM. First, we're going to do the recap videos for the GM section, and then of course we'll do the IM as well. So we had 10 players in each event, and this is the second St. Louis norm tournament, which was a great success, and many people enjoy competing in this event. So the first game we have in this round is IM Dimitar Mardov against GM Raja Harshit. Let's take a look at IM, the young, strong IM, very ambitious, who's been playing really well last few of the norm events against GM Harshit. E4, C5, Knight F3, D6. We have the Sicilian defense, Najdorf variation. H4, aggressive play we see here from Mardov. E5, Knight B3, Bishop E7, Bishop B2, B5, A4, Knight D5, activating the knight. Bishop B7. And after Bishop B7, we have the move A5 played here. Interesting. A5 here by Mardov. Why not take the bishop? Because we spoke about this before, too, guys. Bishops are important. If we have a chance, we want to grab that bishop, okay? And now play F3 to solidify the center, okay? Play F3 and the center is been solidified. So knight bd7, see, you're already running into problems with this move. So can't do that, okay? Can't do that easily. A5, bishop b5 check. Bishop takes c6. Knight takes c6. Bishop g5. Rook fd8. Rook d2. Yeah, something like this could have been played. Yeah, I really like the idea of getting the bishop. But a5 was played. Okay, this is interesting. Taking the pawn. Bishop f3, f5. Wow, this is a risky decision here. Risky decision f5. And when f5 is played, it needs to be attacked. By the way, if knight c5 is played, you take. Bishop g5 takes. A7. Rook h4. And yeah, if takes, you have queen takes d5. Yeah, bishop d5. Queen takes d5. Bishop takes d5. And now rook d7. And now I have a very strong compensation here, okay? Even though we're down a pawn, but I think the compensation is quite strong. For example, this is a cool line here. If you go here, castle, you're going to run into this fantastic move g6, hitting the pawns. So now I can't do this. I have to take this way. And now threatening mate. Okay. It goes here. So yeah, I mean here king e7. It's still a game here, but you know it's definitely a little bit more preferable to play this for white. Takes. C4. Take the pawn. All right. So we go back to the game. Um, F5 played. Now this is this problem. Takes G4 is very important. G4, and you can take this. Okay. Bishop G5. Queen takes G5. Knight C7 check. King E7. Queen E2. Knight D7. Takes. Takes. So we have this very complicated position here. White is up exchange, but white is up exchange currently, but black is very active. The rook is coming on c8, knight is coming to f6. So queen d2 is probably the best move in this position. Try to trade queen d2, and if opponent takes, you have a long castle. So this would be good for white. So queen e3. That's a question mark. Yeah, that shouldn't have been played. Queen e3, queen 2 was the best move. Here. C8. Queen h6. King f7. Queen d2. Coming back to put pressure. Knight f6. e3. Rook c1. Takes. Wow, this is just looks like black is just winning here. There's so many activities here. Knight d2. Knight c3, and here is the key moment here. Knight c3 is a move, but why not knight f4? It's so much more natural. Queen cannot go away. We got the mate here. So it has to go here. d5. King e6. And now just knight d6. All the checks have been finished, and there's no immediate way to win here, but I think it looks like rook d2, queen f4 is out there. So I gotta stop the check. So e4. Now g2 is hanging. Queen h5. Now you have threats here. Yeah, it's just a very, very strong position here. Very, very strong position for black. Yeah, knight f4 would have just simply won the game, but instead knight c3 played. Now queen c4 check. Yeah, trading and then attacking d6. Perhaps he missed this check. Rook h8. Queen g6 now, and now Dimitar is winning suddenly. Oh, they repeated it. They repeated here. And queen g5. Here check is needed. Check is needed here. Queen g6, and then simply coming back here. And then this is better for white. But bishop c6, knight c4. Rook takes f2. That is a blunder. You can't take now knight e4. This is fantastic. Knight c4 was a huge blunder here. It looks like he's about to win. This is, I guess, I guess this is analysis. Sorry, I think sometimes what happens, the players, they start moving the piece on the DGT board, and that's an analysis. So it looks like it was probably just repeated like this. Yeah, it looks like they just repeated queen h4, queen d8 here. Anyway, the game ended in a draw. This would have been a win here. Yeah. Yeah, this would have been a win. Yeah, so it looks like it was just repeated queen d8, queen h4, like they were repeating here. So the big inaccuracy perhaps was just simply to play the move here, knight f4 here. Knight f4 would have given the win for GM Harshit here. Yeah, missed opportunity. Let's move on to the next game. Next game we have IM Williams against FM Krechetov. This game was draw. So let's see here. E4, E5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4. So we have the Italian. Queen b3. Trying to get some space. Now black is trying to maneuver the knight on g6. King h2, bishop c8. d5, trying to get space. Knight e7. g3, trying to remove the knight. g5. h4. Wow, this is getting really complicated. Normally we don't see like a white play d4 and then d5 close the center. Normally we don't see that. So here we have here. Now the black has really good bishops. I mean, both of these bishops are really good. This guy is just sitting there attacking. This guy is doing a good job here too. So it's a very nice position. H4, G4. Yeah, why not take and open up the position? Takes and you just go here. Oh, sorry, the other knight. Yeah, it's very important to control the f5 square. You don't want to let opponent pieces come to you. If it comes to f5, you just take everything. Queen f3, takes, f5. You're opening up the position. Okay. Um, 94. Yeah, I mean, black is fine here. Perhaps a little bit better actually. Take this guy, putting pressure. All right. Yeah, instead, FM Crecito played g4, knight g5, knight fg6. Inaccuracy, queen g7 would have been a better move here to play immediately. Let the knight hang, because if you take, simply pawn takes. And f6 attacking this. So here, bishop b3. Takes. Knight f5. Bishop a7. Bishop a7 instead. Wow, leaving the bishop there. Why not just bishop e4? Just cement the position. I mean, black doesn't have any counterplay here. You have c4, b4, c5 coming up. I mean, there's really no counterplay. The only thing you can do is take, so just take. f2 is guarded too. And if there is a sacrificial idea, yeah, if there is like any sacrificial ideas, just just play f3 here. Open up the g file. Oof. Queen f2. I mean, yeah, it's just a very, very nice advantage. So yeah, it's surprising decision. Bishop a7. Time to sacrifice. Knight f takes h4 was a good chance. Again, again, hesitation. We're seeing hesitation. This sacrifice needs to be done. Take. Now the knight is hanging, and bishop e3, knight f3. Get those guys in. Get those guys in. Very important. 2. Takes on h5. Rook e2. Now we go here. Yeah, it looks like black is close to be winning, but here it's very important. All he has to do is put the pawn on d4, get that queen on d5 as soon as possible, and give a checkmate on the light square. That is absolutely necessary here, okay? Just go here, takes, we go check, and we deliver the mate, okay? Lots of pawns now. Now looks like, just take, b5. King d7, take. And slowly you're going to win this. I mean, the bishop is dominating the knights. Knights are not very effective in this position. This would have been a victory. But he played h5 instead, and that's allowing the perpetual. And now FM Krechetov is escaping here. What a roller coaster game, guys. What a roller coaster game here. It looks like both players had many chances, but at the end, it ended up in a peaceful draw. You know, white could have won, black could have won, so they both had chances. Let's take a look at the next game. This game was a nice win here for Grandmaster Akshat Chandra against IM Josiah Stearman. I think white made some inaccuracies right after the opening. So we have the English. So looks, yeah, it's actually looks normal here, the position. Bishop c5. Okay, this move is I'm not sure, because this is a kind of move that I'm always very hesitant to play, because I'm always worried about the long run. Long run, the two bishops, that dominating bishop on g7, just going to be a too much problem perhaps. So that's why I'm always worried about, not often you're going to see a lot of games where I give up a bishop like that. There are some games, but I'm a little bit worried. Like, computer thinks this is fine, but I don't know. I like black here. Bishop d4 coming. Yeah, see immediately. When you're in a position like this, it's hard to play perfect moves. So that's why I feel like this is a kind of position where you need perfect moves. So for example, you need this move. So he goes here again. You need another perfect move. You need all these moves, and then it maybe ends in a draw. Yeah, it does. Takes, take on d4, and then it ends in a draw. Again, you have to play this perfect moves after you take, and then you make a draw with white, which is, not the greatest results. So that's why I think maybe bishop c5 was not necessary for Josiah. I would like to move rook c1 here, okay, to keep things under control. So he went here, queen h4, rook e1, bishop d4, e5. Queen g5, perhaps rook b8 inclusion would have been good. Rook b8 including putting some pieces. Again, rook b8 again, it's important inclusion here to get the rook into the game. Knight b5. Yeah. This was a chance here. Queen c1. Queen c1 for Josiah. Get rid of that queen. That queen is the most annoying piece. It's strong on g5. Get rid of it. If he goes here, guess what? Eliminate this guy. So he goes here. Takes. Takes. Yeah, this became a problem. That's next few moves here. Yeah, queen e2 is just a big problem. Queen c1 equalizes the game. This is forced, and now black is just picking up the material. Takes, take on a7, but comes in. Why not take immediately here? I think this is kind of important to not to let the opponent get in on the second rank. Take, sorry, take, yeah, take, see, we have this. So that's not that great. So you have to play like, okay, queen here, G3, takes, knight C6, bishop D6. Yeah. And black is just doing really, really well here. So, but instead we see the move rook D8 was played. And now a very important move here, bishop D4. You got to activate that bishop and put pressure on F2. Knight takes D4 was absolutely necessary, but I think it's just lost. Pawn takes, A4, rook A2. Surrendering the pawn, C5 could be played to protect. Yeah, it's just technically winning position. Still some tricks, but you should be able to win this, okay? But that did not happen. Queen F6. Yeah, I don't know what happened here, but it looks like it was just oversight takes, queen e7 just down exchange. Queen takes f6, king f6. F2 is falling, so it wouldn't have probably been that much different because you're actually, oh, there's actually some 98 chances. Apparently the best is just to go for this, h5, g5, and just try to give a mate because d8 is covered. Yeah, a4, g5, a5. And just give a mate at the end. Yep. Makes sense. Yeah. Knight takes d4 was played, but now it's just a winning position for Grandmaster Chandra. Yeah. Opening was not the best, and I think this move bishop c5 perhaps for Josiah that it looks still equal, but again, it's a little bit easier to play that position for black because he has all the activity. Let's move on to the next game. This is the game between FM Tuxtemur against IM Kalkstein. So we have the like a Larsen setup, and bishop b5 is coming. So he goes here now, g3. White goes for the double fianchetto. Queen d6 by Kalkstein, actually saying, you know what? If you let me play a5, I'm going to do it. Knight f6. 94. Wow. Definitely unusual play, I gotta tell you. h5, queen e3, c4. Castles. Knight a4. Now attacking b6. Queen e1. Now the knight is coming to c5. It's hard to tell who is better here because the both players have their own trumps. It was a very complex game, you know, very unusual. You know, the players got out of the opening theory pretty quickly here. So now rook d1 comes in, and let's say rook d1, king f7 played, rook f2, consolidating the position. But the question occurs: why not take? Queen takes, knight takes b6, queen here, knight c4. It's complicated actually. Rook takes h2. If you take, you're running into rook h8 idea. Check. Takes. Okay. It's complicated. I don't know. Rook d8 goes back. Still, the threats are still remaining there. So yeah, bishop d5 is a hard move to play. So rook f2. Knight c3 now, trading the knights off. Rook h d8. d5. Active move here by d5, activating the position. Rook c d8. Trying to open up the position. Now queen e3. Why not queen f3? Why not queen f3? Put pressure on the bishop for Tuxtamur. Cannot play e5 now, I take it. King g8. d6. Push. Push that pawn and try to get the passed pawn now. I mean, it's not easy. You're not going to win that pawn. I can always protect it this way. So this was a chance. Now ed played. Queen e6. Just liquidating everything. Same thing if you take with the bishop, actually. Bishop takes. It looks dangerous, but nope, no problem. Just equalizes everything. There are not enough threats in a position. Rook c2 takes. Black queen is quite active, and yeah, you're not going to win a position like this unless you get your pieces active. Moore is trying, but it's hard. After f5, black consolidates the position. And very hard to play for a win. I mean, yeah, you can play this move, but okay, bishop d3 is idea. Takes queen e3. Yeah, it's just you're just not active. You're just not active enough to win a position like this. You need to have activities. Back and forth game. The opening was very unorthodox. You know, b3, and after that too, it was both players were trying to play. It looks like they were not playing normal. Like queen d6 is not your normal move here. Knight f6 is your normal move. So they were just trying to be creative and come up with different ideas. And the last game of this event is the game between FM Gedaljevic and against GM Antipov. By the way, Antipov had a very strong tournament. He won in many games. So it was very, it looks like it was very good shape. E4, E5, Knight F3, Knight C6, Bishop C4. So with the Italian symmetrical line here, H6, D3, D6, Bishop B6, C3, and now picking up the bishop. B4, Knight E7, H3, Rook E1, Knight goes on G6, trying to activate. So white has two bishops, but this A file is actually good for black to have. C4. I like what white is doing. I like the opening play. C5. I don't like C5. So no need to do that. Just continue. A4 and just continue and try to get some more activities. Very, very important. Also put the pawn on A5, put the bishop on A3. You can maybe sink in the bishop here. I don't like the C5 because now it just takes. And rook A4. And immediately you see like black is just ahead in development. Yeah, this is an example of not opening. You open up the position too early when you're not developed, and you're gonna get into a trouble. Okay, so that's something you want to do. You don't want to do. Okay, you don't want to play that C5 too early. Yeah, that's the game. We can basically say the move that cost FM Gedaljevic the game. 4. Knight takes C4. Yeah, now dropping the pawn is just very, very difficult. 4, G2. Yeah, now just too active here. Now threatening rook takes b3, so that forces you to go away. Now defending this to take the pawn on a2. Yeah, picking up all the pawns. Yeah, one move. Once again, we see that sometimes you make one bad move and it could be very costly consequences here that the culprit, the bad move, was just to move c5. Max wasn't quite ready to play the move c5, you know. He had to just prepare a little bit, start out with a4. If he did that, he would have been in great shape, but he played the move c5, and that created the problems. So very interesting, and yeah, we against a strong grandmaster like Antipov, over 2600, you make one mistake, and most likely it's just not going to get you know, you're not going to get you know a chance back here. So definitely move a4 and just develop your pieces. You need a4. It's, the pawn is kind of behind your chain here. You need to do this, then you get to keep the bishop here. If knight comes on f4, you can snap that off. So you go here, and now you can play the move c5 perhaps if you want, you know, or do other things. But you don't want to swap queens here and get into a position where, you know, suddenly boom, his rooks are super active, knight is active, both knights are good, and you're in a tough situation because you go here, look at this guy's coming in, and that's no fun. So, all right, guys, that concludes the recap for the round number 5 of the GM North tournament. We'll be back shortly with the round 6 coverage as well. Okay, hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure to subscribe to 1000 GM YouTube channel and support us, and we'll be back with more game analysis for you. See you next. Bye-bye.